Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, everyone. My name is Abu Khashia, and today we will guide you on how to set up an Arabic keyboard on Microsoft Windows. Specifically, we will be looking at installing a phonetic keyboard, and we'll also show you how to install the traditional Arabic one as well. Now, this issue comes up for me every time I get a new laptop or computer, since I'm already so accustomed to the phonetic keyboard way back before Windows 8, and this phonetic keyboard is based on the English keys. So you don't have to learn a new keyboard or new language keyboard. So every time I'm setting this up, it's a laborious process since it requires many important key steps. And if one of these steps is not followed, often what happens to me is that the desired keyboard is not produced. Anyway, as you'll see, this little effort is really worth the final results because it just makes things so much easier, particularly as you're beginning or intermediate student. And this is something which is very important to be able to be well versed to type Arabic on the computer, on your word processor with tashkil, with diacritical vowels and marks as well. And particularly, you may need this for your assignments or if you're writing Arabic or if you're a teacher. The ability to type Arabic without impediment allows the student, alhamdulillah, the ability to transverse an ocean of knowledge, whether it is through Google search or searching for a hadith or ascertaining its validity or its status, or searching for a tafsir or any other Arabic topic, or whether it's grammar based, whether it's in the sacred knowledge or beyond. If you are involved in writing Arabic with tashkil or diacritical marks or vowels, you will need to be very familiar with your keyboard. And this is the whole purpose of setting this up so that to make things easier for you. Anyway, so let's begin. The first step is that let's look at our settings in the language part of Windows and see what we have. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. I'm actually using my daughter's laptop. We bought our new laptop and we're going to set this up on this new laptop as well, just to make sure that it can be set up on your keyboard. So then we're going to go to settings and then go to time and language, and then go to language, click on language, and now we have Windows display language English. Okay, so there's only one language here installed on this computer, so we want to add a language. Okay, now this is again, if you don't care about the phonetic language installation or whatnot, if you just want to install Arabic keyboard, this is the way to do it. It's very simple. Add a language. Now there's different options for Arabic. I typically just pick one, which is Saudi Arabia. Okay, do that, and then go to next, and then install. I wouldn't set this up as my Windows display language because then what's going to happen is all your Windows is going to be Arabic, and that can be difficult, if particularly you're, just starting in Arabic. So we're installing the Arabic, i.e. Saudi Arabia. The file that we have, the specific file for the keyboard layout creator, is also under that. So I don't want there to be any hiccups. So that's why I would recommend you also download Saudi Arabia, because the file that I'm going to allow you to access also is based on that. Okay, so now we install that. We go to there, we go to options. And if you go over here, we have keyboards. Okay, so there's Arabic 101. So that's the typical standard Arabic keyboard. Okay, so now we're in Microsoft Word. We open that. And the way to toggle between your English and Arabic easily is simply using Shift Alt. Okay, so right now you see the cursor right here, and you'll see that it's sort of going to change a little bit. So you see that little mark there is just a sign that now you're in the other language. So, and the way you switch languages is left Alt and Shift. So left Alt and Shift. Now if you do it again, it's going to be that. Okay, so this is size 11 font, left Alt Shift, and now we have the Arabic. Now if I go press on Q, it's Dod. So the Q is the Dod letter, and the W is the Sod, right? And again, it's right to left, unlike English. And so this is obviously based on the traditional Arabic keyboard layout. It's very important, regardless of whether you're using the phonetic or the traditional keyboard, you need to also be able to know and properly do the tashkil. So let's go back now to our installation of now what we want, which is the phonetic keyboard. The second step is to install the Microsoft Keyboard Layout Creator. And let's open up Google Chrome or whatever search engine you have. And what I would do is type in MSKLC, and you can just go to Microsoft.com. The first search engine finding would be my download Microsoft Keyboard Layout Creator, and that's the one you want. Okay, click on that. Go down here. It shows here Microsoft Keyboard Layout Creator, MSKLC version 1.4. You download that. Open this up, install it, extract. Let's also create a folder Arabic phonetic keyboard, and we'll just put this file in. After you've installed the MSKLC file, you go to Setup. So here apparently the setup is requiring the .NET Framework version 3.5. It's saying that please install the .NET Framework and run this setup again. Okay, so let's go to Windows again, the same thing we did, and let's type in Google as well. .NET Framework 3.5. Okay, we go to, again, we have the same Microsoft website. You can download it without any issue with malware, right? Because it's an official site. Go to download, and pretty simple. And then it'll ask you to install this on your computer, the net.35 setup, and download this. Okay, great. So it was fully installed. It says that you may need to restart apps that require this feature. Okay, so what we'll have to do is we'll just restart the computer again. Okay, let's do that. So, alhamdulillah, now we're back. Now we installed the Microsoft Keyboard Layout Creator. Also, we installed that .NET 3.5 file, and hopefully we should be ready to go. Now let's go again to the MSKLC file and try to set this up. So now, okay, bingo. So welcome to the Microsoft Keyboard Layout Creator setup. Agree. And following folders, we'll just do it. Say yes. It's been created. We close. Now let's go to our Windows key and look down to see if it's in our thing. So, alhamdulillah, we have the Microsoft Keyboard Layout Creator. Open this up. Okay. So now what we have is we have the an empty bunch of keys here, right? And what you could do with this really theoretically is if you don't like the keyboard setup which I have for you to make things easier, you can do your own. Again, it could be in any different language as well. And this allows you to customize your keyboard as per your needs and desires. And again, you may have a keyboard which is a little different than the mappings that we have for the one which I'm going to show you. So this can be easily customizable, but you just have to follow these steps which I'm detailing irrespective. Okay, so what we'll do now is, since we already have one set up for you, is let's go to our Chrome or whatever browser you have. I want you to type basically the link that we have. So you're going to go to Linktree Quranic Arabic. Go there, and if you're interested in our publications, Essential Quranic Arabic, 2-volume series on learning the classical Arabic based on the Quran and beyond. Excellent series. Check it out. Ratings are there. It's also available through lulu.com. And then we also have an excellent commentary on the 40 Hadith of Imam Nawawi. And it's also an excellent compilation of that. Check it out. Anyway, but we're going to the first, which is Arabic Phonetic Keyboard. I want you to download all these files on this computer. I'm going to be installing Arabic mr.klc. That's the one I designed myself. So download that one. and also do the other one too, which is this other one is a JPEG picture of the phonetic keyboard that we have here, and you'll see like the parallels between this and the standard English keyboard, and it's really phonetic, with some exceptions. Okay, so we'll install this one too. Okay, and we'll put it on our PC. Again, make sure you have a file specifically for phonetic keyboard just to keep things organized so that things don't get lost. Let's just open this up. I just want to show you the JPEG, the image. So this is what the keys we have. For example, this is how it's going to look like. The first Q would be a cough. We have the other diacritical marks as well, like Fatha Dhamma Kasra here, Dhammatain and Kasratain as well, Shadda here. Anyway, the picture will help you out just to keep things organized if you forget exactly which keys are where. Okay, so what we'll do is let's go to our Microsoft Keyboard Layout Creator program, and I'm going to go to File. We're going to load a source file and go to Desktop, and that folder the you have a KLC file. You have a Keyboard Layout Creator file, which you downloaded from our website, Quranic Arabic website on Linktree. Click on that, and voila. Alhamdulillah, we have that. Blow this up a little bit. Do traditional. So this is what we have, right? And if you go to Shift, right? Even though I know that I added some duplicate letters, but the more important ones is Saw, Dod. So the scene, Shift scene would be what? It would be a Sawd. Shift Dal would be a Dod. We also have others like Alif Mad. We have the Ta Marbuta, the Hamzas, the Dha would be the Shift Za. And the vowels we did was you have to use the right Alt. If you use the right Alt and QWE or ASD, these are the vowels. Along with Shadda, you have the Shift, and O would be the Sukun. Anyway, this is the layout, the map for our phonetic keyboard, which we're going to, inshallah, install right now. So we have that. What we have to do now is go to Project, and you go to Validate it just to make sure it's okay. So here when we validate, this is just to make sure things will be going according to plan, because if you can't validate it, it's not going to work. So here verification says succeeded but with warnings. And we can look at the log, it's no big deal. It's not a big deal. So then let's go to project. Now this is how we're going to set this up on our computer. Bidnillah. Build DLL and set a package. You click there. Now it says that was built successfully at Documents Arabic. Would you like to open this directory? You would say yes. When you do that, now you go to setup here, right? So you open this directory and you go to setup, and now click this up. Now this is going to install this as a app on your computer. So if you for any reason want to delete that, you're going to have to go to apps and delete that whole keyboard. Hopefully that won't be an issue. So now installation is complete. Great. So let's close this. Okay, so now after we've installed this, right, now we have to go back to settings and go to language. And remember, we have a specific keyboard already in place for Arabic. So we go to language again, and what we do is for Arabic, we go to options, and we add a keyboard. Oh, so we have this keyboard here. So let's just remove our original or old traditional Arabic so we don't have any issues. So anytime we do left, shift, and alt, we will be doing and using the phonetic keyboard. If you don't do this, right, then you'll have the old traditional Arabic keyboard and it's not going to be of any use. So just remove that so that there's no issues. And now let's go back and open up Microsoft Word.